Thanks for tuning into your Thursday edition of Daily Iowan TV, your television news, sports, and weather source in the Daily Iowan. I'm John Dedcott here in the Daily Iowan newsroom to give you an update about what's been going on around Iowa City. The UI may be cracking down on alcohol consumption, but new numbers suggest it has a rising drug problem in the dorms. Last year, the UI cited 104 students in the residence halls for drug violations. Compare that with the year before when they cited just 26 students with violations. Now, it should be noted that the UI only started fining students in 2009. Before that, all drug-related incidents were handled strictly by the Iowa City Police. And for those of you planning on going to the game this weekend, there's no need to fear. The vendors will be out along Melrose Avenue, and in fact, there will be more vendors than last year. City officials faced public outrage earlier this year when they discussed possibly removing the vendors from Melrose Avenue. In the end, they decided to go with a registration system, and there have already been 30 vendors that have registered compared with the 24 that were out last year. So plenty of food and fun to go around. And speaking of fun, the annual Hawkapalooza celebration kicked off Thursday afternoon. DITV's Jeff Shane takes his look at the festivities.
It's just a way to get people down here, get involved in sports, get people excited about the kickoff to the fall, and then get everyone excited for tonight for the big concert.
The annual Hawkapalooza Festival does just that. This year's student organizations Hawk Nest and Scope have introduced a sports fair during the day as well as a concert tonight with Mike Posner headlining. Scope works with the talent agency to get big names to Iowa City.
You know, he'll definitely draw a good crowd, especially with the younger students at the university.
However, some have noticed a trend of only having hip-hop artists perform. The past 3 years, Iowa has seen Lupe Fiasco, Big Boy, and with Mike Posner this year, it seems that's all Hawkapalooza has to offer. Anderson claims this isn't on purpose, but simply because of the demand.
A hip-hop act will kind of bring that crowd and draw those students, just like Lupe did.
Those students being mostly freshmen. The event is open to all, but younger students seem drawn to one thing.
Came out mainly for the free t-shirt.
I came for free shirts, and I'm pretty excited for Mike Posner tonight.
While the free t-shirts, which ran out in the first 30 minutes of the sports fair, were the big draw, there was an even bigger reason why freshmen were pushed to come.
Get them learning about campus, get them excited about tonight, so we definitely think a big target's going to be freshmen this year.
The total cost of today's and tonight's event is upwards of $80,000, which was all raised through fundraising.
Fundraising from local businesses around Iowa City. However, Whalen claims all the hard work is worth it.
We've worked hard for 5 months. Hawks has been planning this for 5 months, and we have a great partnership with Scope, so we're really excited about tonight. We're excited to have a really good turnout, so it's going to be a great night.
Hawks Nest and Scope are hoping for a turnout of over 10,000 people for tonight's concert. We'll see if that number was reached tomorrow. Jeff Shane, Daily Iowan TV.
The next Hawks Nest event will be a road trip to Ames when the Hawkeyes will take on Iowa State Cyclones on September 10th. For more information, be sure to check out the website at the bottom of your screen. And about 80 people, including Congressman Dave Loebsack, were on campus today to protest the construction of a new building, or should I say protest the way it's being built. Many are outraged that Walsh Construction Company has hired subcontractors from out of state to build the new Papa John Biological Research Building. The building is being funded in part by iJobs funding, which is a program designed to promote job growth within the state. Protesters say that a building for a state university being funded by state money should be built by state workers. And after all the controversy surrounding the fledgling Iowa film industry the last couple years, Hollywood isn't exactly flocking to the Hawkeye State. But however, University of Iowa graduate Joe Clark did think that Iowa City would be the perfect place to film his new movie, The Wedge. Daily Iowan TV's Nick Fetty takes a look behind the camera.
Scene one, shot one, take one. Action.
When Joe Clark first started making movies with his brother over a decade ago, it was just for fun. Even though he's still having fun doing it today, it has gone from a hobby to a passion. Clark began production for his most recent work, The Wedge, earlier this summer.
The Wedge is about a pizza guy who gets in the middle of a casino heist on the 4th of July. And it's action comedy.
Sir, apparently the Wedge Pizzeria just called. Apparently a couple pizza guys got into a fight with an old couple, stole their vehicle, and their 10-month-old grandson was inside the vehicle.
Was the baby driving?
No, sir.
Good. Speaking of kids, I gotta buy some fireworks tonight for my boys.
Clark said The Wedge is a bit like the 2008 movie Pineapple Express in the sense that it's kind of poking fun at 80s action movies, but adds a comedic twist. The film was shot at several area locations, including Hotel Vitro, the Coralville Police Station, and of course, the Wedge Pizzeria. This movie has everything, from absent-minded cops to a baby who the main character incidentally kidnaps.
No, the baby's not mine, but I have basically exploited a couple friends of mine from back home but they're great, and they let me use them, and he's the most patient and well-behaved baby I've ever seen in my life. So
Clark hopes to finish production on the Wedge sometime next year. Nick Fetty, Daily Iowan TV.
For more information about the project and to watch the trailer, be sure to check out the website at the bottom of your screen. An Iowa City woman was arrested after trying to use her 6-year-old daughter to buy heroin. Police say Lucretia White was meeting a drug dealer at a Coralville Burger King when she sent her 6-year-old daughter inside the restaurant to get the dealer to come outside to her car. White didn't know that the man was actually an undercover officer with the Johnson County Drug Task Force. White has been arrested and charged with attempting to purchase a controlled substance and child endangerment. And just as they're getting back into the swing of things, Iowa City kids got a little break today, getting let out 2 hours earlier than normal because of the extreme heat. Now, Iowa City schools are expected to resume their normal schedules tomorrow, but it's a nice break for only their 3rd week in school. And as we said, it was a hot one today. Let's take a look at tomorrow's forecast. Should be another hot one with a high of 92, but that is if the rain holds off. Currently looking at a 40% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow with a low of 78. And looking ahead to the rest of the week, this first football Saturday could be a wet one with a 50% chance of thunderstorms and a high of 91. Should clear up after that, though, with sunny skies and milder temperatures expected for the rest of the week. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Friday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about how the UI is expanding its emergency medical training program, and the Daily Iowan takes a look at the labor issues facing the state as we head into Labor Day. And now as we count down just the last couple days before the start of the Hawkeye football season, we have all you need to know about the big game in our weekly breakdown that we like to call Daily Iowan Pregame.
Coming to you from Kinnick Stadium, I'm Jake Abrams, back with Chelsea Byrne. Welcome to another season of Daily Iowan TV pregame. Last season, we saw a lot of struggles for this Hawkeye team, but Chelsea, towards the end of the season, they ended on a bright spot.
They did. With a win in the Insight Bowl, we saw a lot of bright potential in young players that will be returning this year. Kirk Ferentz met with the media on Tuesday to address this weekend's game against Tennessee Tech, and he, along with his players, know that this is no team to take lightly.
They're a veteran football team. I don't know if we've played a team that's more veteran than Tennessee Tech is. I believe they list 21 returning starters, and that's not including their specialists. So they're very veteran, and I think they're a team that's really made strides. And all the things that you read out of their camp right now, they feel really good about their football team, and I think rightfully so.
Marcus Coker will be getting the start at running back, and it's been questioned who will back him up. Coach Ferentz said on Tuesday that Jason White has shown great improvements and will officially be the backup for Coker.
We have great faith in Jason. I think he's improved, and he's a good team leader, first of all, but he's a good football player and pretty versatile and I think really dependable. And I think he's improved his performance with every opportunity too.
The Hawks lost a ton of players on the defensive side to the NFL draft, paving the way for new talent to step up. It will take a while to settle in, though, but Ferentz's game plan is all about rotation.
Certainly Mike Daniels and Broderick Benz are the two centerpieces of that group, and we've seen them play excellent football, and we're counting. We need them to do that, and I know they will. And then after that, I think we've got a lot of guys who are working hard, improving, and but I think we could really see a rotation develop, and that's another position we're eager to see how guys perform Saturday.
5 Hawkeyes were drafted to the NFL this year, and 7 more found new homes on professional teams. There are now a total of 44 Hawkeyes, former Hawkeyes, that are on NFL rosters. Let's take a look at the rookies. Adrian Claiborne heads to Tampa Bay, where he'll fit in nicely to a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. We'll see if guys like Broderick Binns can take over the helm on the defensive line for the Hawks this season. Free safety Tyler Sash has landed himself in the Big Apple. He'll be wearing blue and red playing defense for Eli Manning and company. The man who leads the Hawks onto the field every game last season is Ricky Stanzi, who was drafted in the 5th round to the Kansas City Chiefs. He is set to start the season backing up Matt Castle. And Adrian Claiborne's partner in crime, Carl Klug, has moved down south, and he's ready to kick off his career in Tennessee. Brett Greenwood, Julian Vandervelde, Christian Ballard, Jeremiah Hunter, Alan Reisner, Andrew Schultz, Jeff Tarpinian, and Ryan Donahue are also now pros.
And with the loss of all those players, the opportunities to stand out are endless. Who should we be keeping an eye out for on Saturday?
Well, I think we should all keep an eye on Micah Hyde. He showed signs of brilliance last season, returning interceptions. His quickness and ability to be around the ball will only grow as he gets older.
Another key player to keep your eye on is Marcus Coker. He had a fantastic game in the Insight Bowl to end last season and was named MVP of that game, and he was only a freshman. I think we need to keep an eye out on both of them. Now, Jake, the one major difference from last year to this year is one that everyone has been talking about, and I'm sure you can guess it. It's the addition of Nebraska to the Big Ten. With a powerhouse football program like this one coming in, what's their chance of success?
Well, Chelsea, Nebraska's in the Legends division along with Iowa, and there's a lot of debate which one of these two divisions are the better one. But I'll tell you something, Nebraska has one of the toughest schedules in the Big Ten. Let's take a look. As you can see, they start out the conference season playing at Wisconsin, who is ranked just one slot below Nebraska in the AP Top 25 poll. The Cornhuskers have that 10th spot with Wisconsin taking the 11th. The following week slates the Big Red against Ohio State at home, another Top 25 ranked team. Nebraska will use the advantage of their sold-out Memorial Stadium crowd in that game, along with key matchups in the Legends division against Michigan State and Iowa.
And 2 tough road trips to the Big House in Michigan and Happy Valley in Penn State round out this overwhelming schedule for Nebraska and their first Big Ten season.
Now, the Black and Gold don't need to deal with the Huskers until Thanksgiving weekend. There's only one team on their mind right now, and that's the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Our very own Ian Martin is in the Daily Iowan newsroom with pregame editor Jordan Garrettson to get some sneak peeks on this weekend's matchup.
Thanks, Jake. We're now here in the Daily Iowan newsroom with pregame editor Jordan Garrettson. And Jordan, not much is known about the FCS foe Tennessee Tech. What can you tell us about the Golden Eagles?
Offensively, on Saturday, you can expect a lot of plays. Their head coach, Watson Brown, brother of Texas coach Mac Brown, is really cranking it up this year. They're moving to a spread, hurry-up, no-huddle offense. They moved to it right at the end of last season, and they're sticking with it. So look for a lot of plays, and they're going to try to keep the Iowa defense off balance and wear them out with rapid-fire plays.
Now, conditioning could have been a problem for Iowa, and what is it they call their offense?
They call it the fastest 60 minutes in football. So that could be a concern for an Iowa defense last year that, even admitted at times in some games, the Northwestern game in particular, to tiring in the fourth quarter at times, and obviously the results weren't too good to go with it. But it'll certainly be a good challenge for them to face that kind of a style of offense week one right off the bat.
And any prediction for the game?
Prediction, I don't know if the fastest 60 minutes in football will be quite enough to take the Hawkeyes in week one, but it is a new-look Iowa defense. There's some new faces there, so I expect there to be, some hiccups every now and then. But I can't see Iowa winning by any less than 3 touchdowns.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jordan, and back to you guys.
That's it from Kinnick. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Iowan TV pregame.
Be sure to check out Daily Iowan TV on Sunday night to get a full recap of the game against Tennessee Tech on Saturday.
For Chelsea Byrne, I'm Jake Abrams. So long from Kinnick Stadium. Have a great weekend.